All right, so here I have an Arrma Senton and I have an Arrma Granite side by side. So which one would I choose? Well, I've said this in many videos, obviously both. I bought them both. Now, short course truck is one of the coolest looking things in the world. Why? Just because of the scale. They're a little more realistic, but let me go over the different features of these. Now these, as of this video, they are, I believe, the same price. I think they were $270. Now there were some sales going on, so I got them for less than that. So shop around. That's one of the nice things about Traxxas Arrma compared to, say, Traxxas or some other brands. They do have sales and you can get these for a very good price. And to be honest, if they're the same price, these are better vehicles. I mean, this is the same price or about the same price as a Stampede without discounts. After discounts, this is less expensive. This is a better quality vehicle. It truly is. There's nothing wrong with the Traxxas, right? I've bought them all. Do check my build videos on the Stampede and then some running videos, but this is a better quality vehicle for the money. If the other one was maybe $50 less expensive than this, I would say probably go with the other one, but it's not. So let's look at these. If you look at the chassis, they're the same. This is just a shortened version of the Senton. That's really all it is. Now, both of these give you the guards. Now, this gives you these nice long guards all the way through so that when you're running and the body actually goes down to here, to the edge, you're not throwing a bunch of dirt and stuff in there versus this one. This one, you get so much rubbish in there just from the stuff bouncing off the wheels because the wheels are encased, hitting the top of the body and then just bouncing in. So that's a big bonus. If you're running in dirt, gravel, places like this, this is going to be a lot cleaner, a lot better than this one. Short course, this is realistic. This is awesome. You take jumps, it'll parachute, so it'll sort of land softly to a point, depends on how fast and how high you jumped. But this one's going to have the monster truck tires, which, believe it or not, is a little more cushion. So it's going to be a little softer than the other tires. Now this does have massive offset, as you can see, so these go in deep compared to this, but notice knuckles, they are the same. These are the exact same. Let's look at these. Oh, it's the same. That's something else to keep in mind. Let me go ahead and flip the vehicles. So this is the bottom of, well, here, let me see. That's the bottom of one, that's the Senton, and this is the Granite. Gee, do they look similar? They are the same. It's just a shorter chassis. So you could essentially buy this vehicle, swap out the tub with the shaft, everything, turn it into this vehicle, and vice versa. The hubs are the same. So you can swap these out. Just add the bumpers or leave these bumpers or leave those, whatever you want. You can go back and forth between them. Now, why would I choose this one? This would actually be my first choice, even though I love short course. And the reason why is because of that shorter, the shorter chassis makes it a lot easier for me to drive it in my backyard. Keep in mind that my backyard is maybe 25 meters by 30 meters, so it's somewhat small. It's not the biggest. This is actually the perfect size for me to bash and still enjoy. This one starts getting a little big for this amount of space that I have. The other thing too is this one is higher up because of the monster truck wheels and tires, which makes it a lot more versatile for the areas that I have access to run it versus that one. That one's lower to the ground. So this one, expect the chassis, the bottom of the tub, to take a bigger beating than this one, potentially for that reason. So out of these two vehicles, to be honest, I would say buy them both. If you're planning on maybe, I don't know, racing, having fun on maybe a dirt or a clay track, well, that's the one you want to go with. But if you're just going to be messing around and bashing, this is definitely the one I would choose. And the other thing too about this is because it's high, because it has the larger wheels, if you do end up getting a slightly larger system, or more powerful, I should say, for example, a 3S system, Castle has a great system with a Copperhead ESC. combo. The motor, I can't remember the motor that I got. It's a 14. Anyway, it's just over 3,000 kVs, but it comes with a copper head. It's great. The motor is rated at 4S as well. It does drop the kVs, but still, it's an amazing motor. 5mm shaft. Or you can go something less expensive. For example, a Hobbywing Z-Run 3660 series. So that would be the motor. 3200 kV is also awesome. You'd be running 3S on that. Or my favorite, because you can run it on 2S and it's super powerful, is actually a Talk RX8 ESC with the Pro 4 HD motor, which is a 4300 kV. That thing rips on 2S. It's amazing. So that's actually my favorite system on this, but it's over $300. So it just depends on how much you want to spend. But because it's just the dimensions of the wheels and tires and the chassis, this one is better for stunts. A lot better for stunts. Now that is the stock battery. Just kill the stock battery, use them or give them away. But those stock batteries, you're not going to get that much runtime. Maybe 10 minutes if you're lucky, somewhere around there. I mean, on a Slash 2-wheel drive, the Traxxas 4200 batteries, those yield about 11 minutes, somewhere around there, 10 to 11 minutes. So this thing on this vehicle, 4-wheel drive, yeah, you'll be lucky. Now that was wide open throttle. So keep in mind, I'm talking about wide open throttle. If I didn't do wide open throttle on that Slash 2-wheel drive, you could probably easily get 15, maybe even 20 minutes. I'm talking about wide open throttle the entire time. So keep that in mind when I give that. Somebody's probably going to comment and say, I get 20 minutes off mine. Yeah, good for you. Explain how you drive it. That way we get a better sense. Because I wouldn't be surprised. It's just not wide open throttle on this battery. But that would be my choice. So between these two, it just depends on circumstance. If you have a smaller area, rougher terrain, definitely the Granite is the way to go. If you really love short course and you're thinking of maybe using it for bashing, maybe racing, although it's not really a race truck, but you could tune it and be somewhat competitive, then I would go with the Senton. But out of these two, even though I love short course, I would go with the Senton all the way. And the tires are so nice on this one. You get these larger threads, very soft. These are somewhat soft too, but they have stiffer foams. These have much softer foams. Again, it's the purpose. Transmitter is the exact same on both. So it's a very cheap transmitter, but it's great at price point. Again, at price point. You get your trims right here. So you throttle steering, etc. And then over here, this is if you want to reverse. So throttle reverse, steering reverse. So let's say you swap out the servo, or if you went with a Talk RX8, chances are it's going to be reversed, the throttle. So just flip the toggle and you'd be good to go. Now, that 50, 75, and 100, this is similar to Traxxas training mode, except for here, you just toggle the switch instead of going into the ESC counting blinks. So 50, now Traxxas only does 50 and 100, this does 50, oops, 75, and then 100% power. So you can give this to somebody that's brand new, or maybe you're just afraid of going full power. You can set it to 50%, and then once you're a little more confident, go to 75, and then finally go to 100%. But again, out of these two, it really, really depends. I would choose the Granite over the Senton, but simply because of the area that I generally have access to. I do have a short course dedicated for racing, so right, not a big deal. Chances are, well, it's not chances. In my case, I'd want something for bashing. This is just a lot cooler for bashing. You can do a lot more stunts, different things. I hope this was informative or at least entertaining. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you have not, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Oh, my hair! My tongue! My room!